Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Bandwidth for TWiT specials is provided by Cachefly at CACHEFLY.com.
This is TWiT special number 144, recorded Monday, October 29th, 2012. Windows Phone 8 launch event. Welcome to our breaking news coverage of the Windows Phone 8 launch announcement. The press just filed into the room in San Francisco. We got some live blogs we're following. There's a live stream coming from Microsoft that we'll have up here as well, so you can follow along. In fact, if you want to just hear the announcement, if you're watching this live, you should probably go to Microsoft.com and look for the Windows Phone Live event, because that will be us without our commentary. We're here to actually interpret and analyze. Some people find that annoying, so just go watch the free stream. We're going to talk about the announcement as it happens. Now, one of the weird things about this is we thought we got most of the details during the Developers Summit in the summer. However, Microsoft has said there are features we have not announced that have not been announced by anyone yet. So to help us keep clear what was actually announced before, what's been leaked or was in the SDK that we kind of knew about unofficially, and what's actually new, we have Alex Gumpel, our in-house Windows Phone user and expert.
Hi, Tom.
How's it going, Alex?
Oh, fantastic.
Thanks for being willing to do this.
Sure.
I appreciate it. Also, of course, Iyaz Akhtar from Tech News Today along with us as well. And Jason Howell is covering, manning the board, getting the stream up. He's busy.
I've got things.
He's got things. He's making all the things happen. So we will get to Windows Phone 8 as soon as they start. Thankfully, they're running a little late, so I guess this is a chance to catch up. We're going to get that stream up here in just a second. But Alex, what do you expect us to hear? Do you have any thoughts about what we might hear that's new?
That's new? Well, new to what they've already announced, or new to what we've seen from leaks?
Well, is there anything that we think we'll hear that hasn't even been leaked?
I doubt it.
There's no buzz about that kind of stuff.
They've said that they've got a surprise or two, but I can't imagine what it could be, since we've kind of seen pretty much everything, except for some details here and there, but nothing really that'll be blowing us away.
Alex, you use Windows Phone already. Does it have any voice functions? Can you actually launch applications yet?
It does. It did before the iPhone did.
So it's had that. Yeah. So maybe they'll tout that a little bit more.
Yeah, and
I don't think a lot of people know about that.
Part of the Developer Summit was they talked about speech, and it's more beefy now, and apps can tie into that API. Mm-hmm. So you can have speech control to an app. Like if you're in, they use Audible as an example. So you could say Audible pause, and it would pause the Audible app from reading and stuff like that. So, but they've already talked about that, and they'll probably mention some more details, but I doubt anything big.
Nothing big, nothing from Bing integration, or they have all those Bing apps already. So the thing is, they're supposed to be a surprise.
They're supposed to be a surprise, yes. I can't imagine what it could be now, but I'm excited to find out if there is one.
Microsoft.com/en-us/news/presskits/Windows Phone/live event.aspx. For those of you asking where to find the live stream. We got the video now. It's a small room. I think Microsoft was probably not expecting a huge turnout, because Google was originally supposed to have their Nexus announcement this morning at 7 a.m. And they did not, because their announcement was scheduled in an evacuation zone.
Well, yeah, everything was on the East Coast as well. This Microsoft event's at San Francisco, so it's not like people could shuttle back and forth to go see this. So it seems like, I'm pretty sure Microsoft actually is a pretty big venue, but it looks like they've tarped off part of the back, so that way they can fit all these people waiting, anticipating Windows Phone 8 and the surprises. We've got Joe Belfiore coming up.
Yeah, lots of live tiles clicking away. They're playing a video. Apparently, Belfiore is speaking. Do we have audio?
1 second.
And listen to some of my favorite music. But when I really want
on the stage yet?
There's nowhere I'd rather
it's just disembodied
be
Joe.
than on a lake or soaring a few feet above it. That's me, and this is my Windows Phone.
That's Joe's phone. I want his phone.
You can't have Joe's phone. You get Alex's phone.
Hello!
All right, this is Joe.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right.
Good morning and welcome. I want to say hello, especially everyone here in the room. I think we have maybe a few Windows Phone fans here in the room. Anybody here? Yeah.
I think we've spiked the audience with Windows Phone fans.
If you have a Windows Phone, take it out. Let's hold it up. Let's see.
We've required some
Yes, that's
Microsoft
nice.
employees to
That's
show
nice.
up, and they're all
That
sitting in the
feels
front
good
row.
for me to see. And not only welcome to everyone here in the room, but also out there, welcome to everybody who's watching from around the world on our webcast. Today is a special day. It's an exciting day for me and our team. We're thrilled to have all of you here with us. Really a big week for our Microsoft customers and our fans and our partners with the Windows 8 launch, with the Surface launch, great new software, great new PCs, actual lines of people waiting outside of our
So how long
stores
before
to
we
get
get
some of this
actual meat?
terrific
I
stuff.
think about 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's
also,
usually the case.
Any people excited about the World Series sweep that happened? I figured. It was
Well, he's
cool to
in
be
San Francisco, so yeah.
Last night, as the city was,
I'd probably go
certainly
for that, too,
excited.
if I were Joe
And
Belfiore.
Apologies to the Tiger fans
he's-
and to anybody who got stuck and couldn't make it due to the hurricane hitting the East Coast. Hopefully, the webcast is working. You all can join us that way. So, lots of excitement happening. But what I'm thrilled to do really is to move past that, wrap up our big week of Windows, and announce Windows Phone 8 and introduce all of you to the new software features and value that our team has been working on for a long time. For our team, this has been a very special and significant project. We've been working on this technology really for quite some time. As you know, it includes a new core operating system that is shared with Windows 8. And really today we're thrilled to show you all of the end user features that are built on top
Well, and
of
that's the difference between what we had
know this is an
last
unveiling that all of you
summer. It was a developer's announcement, right? Go ahead and keep that volume up because we want to hear what he says. But it was a developer's announcement
jump in.
last summer, and this is going to be about consumer-facing features.
Yeah, the big thing last year
I wanna
was
tell you a little bit
the
about what's
kernel
been
being
happening
shared.
with us lately.
So that should theoretically
In the
make it a lot
last
easier to
few
run
months,
apps
we've been
between
doing some
Windows 8
pretty
proper and Windows
significant things
Phone
that
8.
work to build Windows Phone up. You probably know we've introduced what we think is our most beautiful and innovative lineup of hardware yet, with some fantastic phones coming from Nokia, HTC, and Samsung.
Here's hoping for the rumored 922.
We've worked really closely with Qualcomm
Verizon?
to optimize.
Well, it's not rumored,
Windows
it's announced.
Phone
Verizon
experience
announced it.
for
922.
Qualcomm's
The 822 is
the
announced.
922.
Snapdragon
Yeah,
chips
It's
that are in
$100
these Windows Phone
Nokia
8
phone.
devices. We've been spending a lot of time and energy as well on apps. You've probably been following this news. Our app store, our app
120,000,
catalog has
Joe?
grown to 120,000 apps, and we
but
continue
are
to
any of them
add
good?
hundreds of new apps every day.
People always
Thank you.
brag on that.
I'm going to talk more about
Numbers.
some new apps that
Well,
are
because the
coming,
knock on
apps that
anything,
we've
including the
we've announced
Surface,
recently.
is not enough apps.
And back
It's not
in
about
June,
number
we
of apps.
announced
It's about the
a
right
lot of
apps.
the capabilities of the Windows Phone 8 platform, and in particular, how we're expanding the platform so it can reach more people around the world. We're doubling our language support to have support for 50 languages in Windows Phone, and we're tripling the number of countries that can access apps in the store to 191.
That's actually a
countries.
large
So
amount.
this
I think
fall,
that
a
might
lot
be
more
more than
people
iPhone.
will be able to get Windows Phone and experience it in their
Those will
native
help their international growth as
language
well.
or
That's a
country.
key for Nokia, for
Trying
sure.
to get into other
Now,
markets.
before I jump into talking about the new features that are built into Windows Phone 8, what I want to do is back up and remind you all about the idea that's sort of at the center of Windows Phone. It's heart and soul, what we all get up and think about when we're building the software.
Powered by Cheetah.
Dynamic
And
link
I want to
libraries.
put it in perspective of the smartphone industry just a little bit. If you look at where smartphones are and where they've been, I would say the state of the
pocket.
art in the core smartphone experience, it hasn't really evolved much in the 5 years since its inception. If you think about
Since
the
the iPhone.
predominant
Just say it.
user experience on most
Because there was no
smartphones
smartphones
that
before
people are
that.
using
BlackBerry
today,
wasn't one. And
it's
The Optimus.
Palm,
standardized
nothing.
by Apple on the iPhone, and essentially
There, you
that
said it.
same
Wasn't
interface
so
was
hard.
copied by Android on Android phones.
Just
And
copy.
it really hasn't evolved all that much. The static grid of icons has been sort of the standard on smartphones.
We want squares.
Apple did announce the iPhone 5. They added a 5th row of icons, so users got a little bit more.
In fact, so
they
much
could
so
do
that
with
Samsung got sued.
We wanted to come at it with a different point of view. So with Windows Phone, we decided not to use
decided
that
not to get
tired
sued.
old metaphor. And instead,
No, we had to
we
do some
created a new
cross-licensing and do it
way
legally.
for
Well, they
people to
have
think
that
about how they
licensing
could
agreements,
connect
and they
with
get
their
a
smartphones
chunk out of
with
Android
all
phones,
the
so they're
value
making
the
money left and
smartphone
right.
connects to for them. Our way is to put people at the center of the experience.
It's made out of people.
Not icons for apps. Not focus on speed.
This is an old
like the iPhone and Android
line that Windows Phone has been touting, and it's not a bad one. But since the origination of Windows Phone and they moving off of Windows Mobile, they've talked about contacts and people and bringing that into the center.
This is a big hook. This was a big hook of the WebOS when that first came out. People were like, wow, everything's in one location. Microsoft's really sticking to that kind of.
It's not just a little more convenient to text one of your family or friends. You actually can maintain a better relationship with people because you get a stronger sense of what they're up to.
Menace says, is this live or old video? This is live. Just familiar message, but it's live.
It's being able to choose apps that light up and improve your smartphone experience so that what you get really means more to you.
That's a giant phone behind him.
We like to think of this as the work we're doing is to reinvent the smartphone around you. Now, we made a video to sort of capture this idea, and I want to run it to give you a sense really of what our team thinks about as we build this very unique smartphone experience. So let's take a look.
Oh, boy.
We are not for everybody. We're for the individual.
I'm a PC.
We're for the food lover.
I mean a phone.
The movie lover. The road tripper. And the music mentor.
If you're not any of those things, then don't get this phone.
We're for the gamer.
Oh, you can be a gamer.
The fashion hunter. The page turner.
How do they use? They're not even using their phones. They're just showing it.
That's what you're supposed to do with them.
Rear displays.
We're for the socializer.
All Windows.
The working mom. Thomas. Tommy. The tomboy. And Tom.
Stop it.
We're for the playmaker. The deal seeker.
They're coming after you.
Twin brothers.
Directly.
And the up all-nighters. So when we set out to make a smartphone, we didn't make one for all of us. We made one for each of us.
Okay, interesting.
And it was my idea.
That is what we are about. That is what our team is thinking about, and that's what we're pouring our energy and heart into so that all of you get a phone that was made for you. We think Windows Phone is unlike any other mobile operating system there is on the market today. It's the most personal smartphone operating system you can get, and it keeps you closer to the people that matter most in your life because of that.
This may not be a killer option for some people, but I know that the live tiles on Windows Phone are one of the things I hear people say they like
have all been
the
waiting
most.
for and excited about. Let's take a look at the features in the product.
Yeah, they're nice.
And first, I want to talk about this idea of being personal because, as I said, we built Windows Phone to be for each of you.
I thought he was going to say they built it on rock and roll. I'm a little disappointed.
And back in June, we talked a little bit about
HTC phone being used as a demonstration.
The first of these.
I believe that's their
throwing a bone there.
signature phone.
Signature phone.
And then there's their partner phones.
In Windows Phone 8, we're taking the idea of live tiles a lot farther. And for those of you who haven't seen this, I want to show you what that's like. Of course, only Windows Phone has
All right, Guyver
live
made a
tiles.
point of saying he hates the live tiles, so he's the guy.
I'm a fan of the tiles in general. Just getting that live data, just like widgets. I mean, it's no different than widgets to me.
Put them
just
right up
standardize
center
the
in your
shape.
experience. When you pin your favorite people, you can see their latest posts, their latest
If you pin your
photos,
people,
their latest
they go steady
tweets.
with you.
And
This is the movable tiles interface. Anything new here, Alex?
You can resize them. That's the big new thing about the start.
But that was we already knew that you could
Right,
resize them.
that's what we knew.
But that's just new to Windows.
It's new to Windows Phone 8, yeah.
To reconfigure those tiles.
They
into
mentioned that at the
size
developer
you'd like
announcement.
And whatever arrangement you'd like.
That was the
And
one
result, when you do
consumer
this,
feature they
it's
talked about
incredibly
then.
easy to do, is that your phone becomes like your fingerprint. It's a unique reflection of who you are. It makes it easy and fun to use.
There's going to be a
and more
lot of
valuable
rhetoric
experience.
in this, isn't there?
Now, one of the things that we know that
I mean,
fills
there always
the
are in
phone
these
with
things, but
capability and
even
power
relatively
is its
speaking.
apps. And for us to reinvent the smartphone around you,
Well, I guess this is
essentially felt
for
that we had to
telling
reinvent
everyone
what the
about
app
this. Well, the
experience
developer
was
one's
like
meant for
and not
developers
limit
only,
it
so
to
not
being
everyone
that
was
grid
paying
of
attention to
static
that.
icons.
Maybe.
We wanted apps to light up the phone and make them more personal. And we have a term that we use for this. We'd say that only Windows Phone has live apps. We've taken the apps that you know
Now,
and love,
the
and
Windows
we've tried to make
Live
them more
name has been
convenient
killed,
and
right?
integrated than ever.
But these
of
are
course,
live
you're familiar
apps.
with this idea by having live tiles on your start screen.
But don't
more than
confuse
that,
us.
in Windows Phone 8, live apps can integrate into the
Pretend
wallet.
that branding doesn't exist.
Live apps can integrate into the other hubs.
It's like when they used
And
RT again. Why
we
are
have
they?
one other cool new way that live apps can integrate into the phone that I'm excited to show you
Windows
today
Live
for the
Live
first
apps.
time.
No, there's no Windows
Phone
Live
8,
Live.
Live
we've
Phone Live
built
apps.
These
a
apps are just
new
alive.
lock screen
I think that's what he's
that's
going for.
Powered by live apps. Okay? Now I want you to think about this.
Not to be confused with
Think
Xbox
about
Live.
how many times you take your
Still
phone out of
exists.
your pocket and you turn it on, you see that lock screen, and you're seeing the same old image that you put on there like 4 months ago.
that old
Kind of
image.
boring. And a wasted opportunity. We thought we could do better.
Wasted opportunity.
In a way, that lock screen is sort of the ultimate
Now,
glanceable
this feels
UI
familiar
because
too,
you
Alex. Is
see
this
it
new?
So many times.
No,
For this
this is
presentation, I actually tried
kind of
to
the same
count.
as
I was gonna
7,
say, in
but
a day,
it's,
I looked at my lock
I don't know.
screen 247 times. I couldn't do it. I was too distracted. I was literally doing it all the time. I couldn't keep track of counting. We do it so often.
You can't count.
And the new lock screen is going to
count for you.
make that phone feel so much more personal because each time you take it out, you're going to get something that's
Okay, so yeah,
relevant
this
to you.
is new.
It'll automatically surface photos, notifications, and content from all of your favorite apps. And then you get to make the choice of whether what you want to see is sports
So this was
scores
one of the leaked
or the
things.
deal of the day, or you can turn your lock screen into an ever-changing memory book of your favorite
Isn't this one of the
photos.
features that's actually in Windows
Now,
8
this
as
gets
well?
even
You
more
actually get
exciting.
into your lock
It's
screen.
The lock screen on the
So,
Windows 8 Phone
let me
8
give you
is
the
very
perfect
similar to
example.
Windows 8.
Facebook. With Windows Phone 8, we've partnered with Facebook.
Except for
and we're
this,
gonna
you
be
can't have
delivering
rotating
a
photos
brand
on
new,
Windows 8.
optimized for Windows
lock
Phone
screen.
8 version of the Facebook app, which, among other things,
This reminds me a bit
lets
of
you
Moto
update
Blur, which was a
your
pretty
lock screen
horrible
with all the
implementation of a
photos
very similar
you're
idea.
Do you want to
experiencing
put
on
your
Facebook.
information on the lock screen so that
Thank you.
the idea of the lock screen is
Actually-
that it keeps people out?
You can see here how this looks. There's a couple of different options. This one is a collage of photos, but you can have the photos.
I'm sure that's an
full
option you can
screen.
turn off.
It's another way
I've-
just to
I've been
personalize
running
it,
this
so you know
app
it's
on
your
my phone
phone.
for about a month, actually. And I'm trying out lots and lots of new things. And it's
They don't even want you
just
to turn on the
awesomely
phone anymore.
delightful
You
to
just
take
want
the
to see
phone
it
out of
and then
your
you're done.
pocket.
You don't even
I've
go
been
to
on
apps.
Facebook, I don't know how long, maybe 5-6
draw on
years.
the back.
I've got almost 700 photos that I've been posting on Facebook. And now whenever I take out my phone, I get greeted by a surprise, maybe a picture of my kids when they were born, or a great trip I went on, something ridiculous and goofy I was doing. And so you get these moments of delight that really help you connect with your phone and remind you about how personal a device like this can be.
With moments of
it's been
delight.
a great
New
experience
Facebook app.
for me. And
Is that new?
of course,
Yeah,
you can use
yeah.
other apps to personalize your lock screen. And right
Use
up here,
other
you'll
apps as
see
well.
you can customize the text that's displayed
Assuming
on your lock
it's
screen
not
and
just
the
the same
icons as
Facebook
well.
app, but if it has its
Today,
functionality, it's
you
gotta
have
be
to
new.
use your calendar, but we decided we should make this completely flexible so people could pick whatever app they want to provide those kinds of notifications.
That's interesting.
Now,
it doesn't
Windows
just work
Phone
with
8
Facebook.
is the only mobile operating system that provides this facility for apps to do in a standardized way, so you can do it with your choice of app on any one of our great Windows 8 phone devices.
So that's one of the new
Windows Phone 8
API
devices.
features of
Now,
Phone 8.
Facebook putting photos on the lock screen is just one example of an app being revised for Windows Phone 8 doing great new things. And right now, there are a lot of our app publishers that are working on new versions of their app for Windows Phone 8.
Are we going to get a
We're
parade
going
of
to have the
demos?
new Facebook, which I already mentioned, and besides doing the lock
I hope
screen,
so.
it supports the new live tile sizes. It has greatly improved performance. Excuse me. So you all should try that out. We have a new version of Twitter built just for Windows Phone 8 that supports
That's exciting.
notifications,
I hope it
has
doesn't
better
suck like the old
performance,
one.
has a new live tile. You'll definitely want to try that app out.
I'm pretty sure
And
I know
there
what
are
this is
a
going to
whole
look
lot of
like
others
since
which
Twitter
we tried to show
standardized
on the
every
slide.
single app.
One app in particular
like
that
the
I want
website.
to spend just a few more seconds on is the new version of Skype that we have coming for Windows
yes,
Phone
of course.
8.
Microsoft owns
Thank you.
Skype, so
Well, they better have
makes
the
sense.
inside track on that.
If you haven't had a chance to try it, you should definitely try Skype on Windows 8. It is a gorgeous experience. It's beautifully designed, and
it worked great
uses
when
a
Paul
new
tried to use it on
architecture
Windows
that Skype
Weekly.
is using to make calls more efficient in the way they work on the PC. On the Windows Phone 8, we've built Skype so that it can integrate naturally into the phone experience. So it feels like a natural part of using the phone. And for the first
It makes the
time
phone
ever,
feel like you're using
the
a
new
phone.
Skype app
Well,
on
I think the old
Windows
version of
Phone 8
Skype for Windows Phone
is
7 did not run in
always
the background.
on.
You didn't
Which
receive
means
calls.
that it's ready to receive
You could
a
run
call
Skype,
or
which is a little
message
strange.
at any time.
Again, we already
And
knew
what's
this, though,
unique
from the
about
summit.
It is it does this
talked
without
about the,
running
multitasking
its code in the
of VoIP
background
stuff
and
running in the
draining
back.
your battery. It's efficient, It'll run all the time, and it's an amazing way to stay in touch with the people.
They're going to keep the really cool stuff towards the end, I'm sure.
Besides just getting the current apps updated, in the last few months, we've announced a bunch of new apps that are coming to Windows Phone for the first time. You probably heard about some of these: Words with Friends, Draw Something, Chase
that game's
Bank,
still hot,
PayPal.
right?
There are a lot of apps that have been coming to Windows Phone.
For the casual gamer, I'm sure there's somebody who's going to complain that these apps weren't available.
We think once these apps are actually all implemented and available, we will be at a point where we'll have 46 of the top 50 most popular, heavily used apps on other platforms, all on Windows Phone. 46 out of 50. That's huge progress for us.
It's huge progress for them. He's right about that.
Yeah.
And so today I'm going to tell you about some more new titles that are coming that you haven't heard about yet.
We're getting Path finally?
Here's the list. And I just want to name off some of these. First, I want to mention Temple Run. A great, highly popular game on iPhone and Android, will be on Windows Phone because it's implemented using the Unity game development
Angry Birds
engine,
Star Wars, I see
will
that.
be on Windows Phone 8. So a lot of games written to Unity are coming.
Cut the Rope is there.
Temple Run is one of the best examples. We'll have Urban Spoon. And what's interesting about Urban Spoon, these guys have taken advantage of the speech platform that we've built into Windows Phone 8, so you can just pull your phone out of your pocket, press and hold start, and talk to the phone and address the apps. Well, now you can ask Urban Spoon to find you a restaurant without having to navigate for its tiles.
Can you call it Siri just for fun?
It's a cool new way to use Urban Spoon. There are a lot of games. I mentioned Temple Run, Angry Birds Star Wars, Jetpack Joyride, Where's My Water, and Fairway Solitaire, which is a game you got to try because it runs cross-platform on your Xbox console, your Windows 8 PC, and your
Surface
phone.
doesn't.
You can move freely from device to device and pick up where you left off on any device. It's sort of the ultimately mobile and ultimately immersive game experience. So we feel pretty good about
these larger phones. I mean, these games and things would be fun to play on, I think, because the older ones are all standardized.
There is one app that we wanted to announce, and we couldn't fit it on the slide. There were so many, and this one was kind of big, and we figured it would take a little bit more room. So
one giant
we're going to give it its own slide.
Better be good.
This is particularly
Slides
exciting
are different
for me.
than tiles.
I've been waiting for this one for a long time. Are you ready? Yeah?
Wow, okay.
Tell me if you're excited.
Get ready for Pandora for Windows Phone 8, which we will have early in 2013.
You don't seem
Now,
that excited,
you sound
Alex.
pretty enthusiastic.
But they have the
about that, but I
Xbox
wanna
Music
tell you a
thing,
little
which
bit
does the
about
same
this.
thing.
But on the left, there's this 1 year of
when we
ad
would
free
bring
music.
Pandora to Windows Phone,
That's
we didn't want to
pretty
just
interesting.
bring the
So
same
does Xbox
Pandora
Music.
experience that's on all the other platforms. So even
okay,
better,
there's choice. That's good.
Pandora on Windows Phone 8 will include
If you already are
a
a
whole
Pandora
year
customer.
of free music with no ads. What do you think of that?
Wasn't it rumored that Microsoft was
right.
going to buy Pandora? This must have been what actually happened. This
Really
negotiation
focusing on
to
getting
set up
these apps
1 year for
to the
free,
platform,
ad free,
having live apps
Pandora
that create
Radio.
a different, unique, special experience.
That's a huge
has
hook.
been a big focus for us, and consumers are going to benefit. And I wanted to make one comment out to developers. If you're a developer and you haven't had a chance to get our SDK yet through the programs we've been running,
I mean, everyone?
tune in tomorrow to Build, our Build conference, where you can learn about the development platform and download the free SDK, which will be publicly available for everyone tomorrow.
Now, that's another
All right.
point worth making is the Build Developers Conference kicks
Now,
off tomorrow.
I want to move on and talk about some other cool things.
As he just said.
I want to tell you the story of a problem that I have at home. It's not a big problem for me,
Some
but
personal
it's sort
time,
of
Joe.
interesting to get a sense of this from a real-world perspective. This is a problem that many people have with smartphones, especially people who are new to smartphones, and they're getting used to
Battery
having
life.
a data plan, or people who are on a budget and they're concerned about
Well, you
whether
did say
they're
the
going
Skype
to
was
go over their
optimized
data
for battery
plan.
life.
And
That's a huge
what we
hook.
wanted
They're
to
gonna
do was
talk
go
about-
and
No,
take that
it says
Data
data
cents.
data
out.
costs.
And I've had a first-hand
Data
experience
cents.
with this. My wife's mother,
What is data
Carol,
cents?
my mother-in-law,
It is
got
the
her
bandwidth
first
monitoring
smartphone
and
about
limiting
a year ago,
function
and maybe a
built
little
into
more
the
than a
phone.
year ago.
Is
And
it the system-wide?
she's an enthusiastic
system-wide.
first
Rumored or
smartphone user.
announced?
It was
Probably,
leaked.
she's using email, she's using Facebook, she loves having live tiles because when
this
we
is they're officially
take the picture of the kids up, she gets to actually
about
see
it,
it.
I bet.
And she started downloading games onto her phone. She's into solitaire and
So you can have a
Sudoku.
tile on your
But the
thing that
downside
has a
is
little
she
graph
keeps
showing
texting
how
me
close to your limit
or
you
sending
are.
me emails or calling
Instead of just
me
getting a
to
text
ask.
saying
It sounds like that's what he's going to talk about once he gets
Right.
done talking about his
We
grandma.
can talk about it before he
She's
talks about it.
unsure whether that's going to make her go over her data plan limit.
He's setting up a scenario.
We think this is a problem.
People can
it's certainly a problem for her, and it's even a little bit of a problem for me. So today, I'm going to show you another awesome feature that we built right into the platform on Windows Phone 8, a feature called DataSense, and it's designed to solve this exact problem. First, unlike any other smartphone, with Windows Phone 8 and DataSense, you can actually surf the web more and use less data when you do.
It's live.
Go ahead. Keep looking at Facebook pages. Keep flipping through photos. It's all right. We've got your back. And second, for people like my mother-in-law, we're going to help her, if she wants, to learn about how the system and apps use data so that she can use it to its fullest extent and be confident in using all the features of her smartphone without worrying about her data plan. That's good for her, and it's good for me, too.
Tell us how it works, Joe.
I want to show you how this
actually
actually
be very useful on the lock screen.
How
if you're going to have your lock screen and it has some data on it. Like, oh, look, I've got 2 gigabytes left.
And with
the first thing that we've done is we've built a system in the cloud and on the phone.
If they're giving you Pandora for free, you're streaming radio.
It actually compresses
Might want to know this.
every single web page you browse. So as you see here, I'm browsing the web, and I'm just browsing the web. It looks like web browsing always looks. There's nothing that's different about
this is
the
like Amazon's
for me.
Silk.
There's no settings.
And Opera had this for a long time as well.
But all the time,
Google
that's
does, Chrome does a
using
similar
less
thing
data
sometimes.
Because of our
So there'll be
compression.
immediate security questions.
The
We're
second
seeing
thing that's cool about DataSense is that it understands Wi-Fi. In fact, it even helps you find nearby Wi-Fi hotspots on a map. So if you're worried about getting to the end of your data limit, you can go to a place with a Wi-Fi hotspot. And DataSense takes advantage of a Wi-Fi connection when you have one available. And the last thing that's cool in how DataSense helps you actually use less data is that as you get close to your monthly limit, DataSense can automatically adjust the way the phone behaves so that you won't go over that cap.
Okay, what does that mean?
That's the way DataSense helps you get more out of your data plan.
Does it throttle me?
But we also wanted to focus on the problem of helping people understand this and make sense out of their data. So I want to show you how that works, too. I'm going to touch the DataSense live tile up there and go into the DataSense experience.
There's a slide where it says you can click restrict background data when I'm near my limit. So that's the way you can
then it shows you how much
change
data
the way it
each of your
functions.
apps is using. So if you're like my mother-in-law, you can find out that Solitaire is really perfectly safe. You can play it for hours and hours and not have to worry
cool that
about
shows app by app,
your data plan.
yeah,
And then last you saw up there, the live tile gives you information about your phone's usage of data. It'll even pop up and give you a notification if you're getting close to your plan limits so that you can be aware of what's happening. You're probably saying to yourself, oh, this looks nice. And you might even be comparing it to similar features on some other smartphones. But what's really different here is that our DataSense feature actually helps you use less data so you get the most out of your data plan. You might be wondering, well, how much? We did a bunch of testing of the top 100 websites, and we did a bunch of testing of our own team as we use this feature. And in our measurement, what we expect consumers to get is 45% more web browsing with the DataSense feature turned on than they would get on a smartphone without it.
And Q shills.
That is a lot more web pages.
It does sound like a lot more.
Confidence that you can have in using your smartphone to its fullest extent and get the real benefit out of the data plan that you have with your mobile operator. Now, this DataSense feature, we work with the mobile operators to deploy it, and it's rolling out on mobile operators starting with our launch and going into 2013. The first mobile operator that will be offering
this is a tremendous
DataSense
amount of detail for this feature.
is Verizon.
Oh, wow.
We know
Verizon's
that
actually
all
getting
of
the
our
first
customers
thing.
are going to love this feature, and I personally am happy that I'm going to get a few less texts and phone calls.
That's the biggest thing I've heard all morning.
Okay.
It's sad that we need it. It's a very cool feature from Microsoft's
Lock
side.
screen, talked about new apps. I've given you a sense about the DataSense feature.
Give you a
All
sense
these
about
things
data.
Can make Windows Phone really seem like a very personal smartphone. But there's another way that we try to be very personal, and that's help you
Personal is the new
connect
fast and
with
fluid.
the people that you care most about in your life. And we wanted to do that in some new and significant ways. So I'm going to tell you about two features that do this. And the first one I'm going to tell you about really is one of my personal favorite features. And that's a hard thing for me to say. These are like
Be all the new theme
I love
colors?
them all.
It appears to be
this
the
feature,
stage color
this feature
change.
There are
has
20
really
colors now you can
helped to calm my nerves quite a bit. And it's for some people that are very important to me. And you might be wondering, well, who am I talking about?
Your
What
dogs.
do I mean? This feature is for all the little ones in our lives.
Oh, he's going to talk about Kids Corner.
We love, but they sometimes drive us a little bit crazy.
Is that actually the name of something?
That's the name of, unless they change the name. But that's what it was in the SDK.
Is it a parental control?
You can have like its own little start screen. So on the lock screen, if you just swipe to the side, you get like a customized start screen. So if your kids want to play with your phone, you can just put the apps you want on there. So it's a very controlled space, and they can't access everything.
Quietly giving us a moment of peace.
So it's like user switching without having to worry about user switching.
For me,
right.
as a parent, how acute this problem is. So I want to introduce
it's like having a very
you
locked
to,
down guest account.
Alexander Piper. And
Did he say acute or cute?
Looks acute to me.
Please. Can I please play on
Usually the answer is no, and you give them an iPod Touch.
She looks just like Joe. She's got the same hair.
Fortunately, we have more than one phone in my family. Windows Phone 8 is the only mobile operating system, the only phone that's creating a solution to this problem and building it in right out of the box.
There was like a Windows device that didn't have a data plan.
Parents are going to love,
like a Zune,
called Kids Corner. Kids Corner essentially creates a separate place on your phone that's for your kids, where they can play games, watch videos, listen to music, run apps.
I think it's kind of a stupid name because it doesn't have to be for kids. I mean, it's good for like just giving it to your, like if your friends need to do something, you could like, so you don't have them going in your pictures and your messaging.
The young or young at heart.
The untrusted corner, is that what you want to be called?
Yes.
I don't trust you. Here you go.
If I don't just show you how this works.
The jerk corner.
Call it the friend zone.
So rather than have me show you, I'm going to really introduce you to Alexander, Piper, and Sydney. Come on out, guys.
They're bringing out kids.
All right, come on. Now, Sydney is
like
a
a
little
Jump the
bit
Shark
shy. And she asked me to ask you not to clap too loud until the end.
Windows Phones comes with children.
Come on. Okay, everybody come up here. Come on. Okay, can you tell everybody who you are? What's your name?
My name is Alexander.
Are you getting paid, Alexander?
Okay, Sydney. What's your name?
Sydney.
How old are you?
5.
Yeah, and what's your name?
Does he not know these people?
How old are you?
5.
He just
3 kids, 2 phones.
Kidding.
Anybody sense a problem? Who wants to go first?
Me.
Yeah? Okay. Okay, we're going to let the oldest start first here. Alexander, there you go. What are you going to play?
Hey, this is smart. You know, Apple never brings kids out.
Battleship.
Now you know
People
better.
have kids and dogs.
Sydney.
The W.C. Fields quote.
Now, Piper, you come with me.
Work with children or animals.
Now, I want you all to see how this works. Here, we'll come right over here. Come over here. I want you guys to see how this works. Come over here.
Oh, the adorable moments.
My name is Daddy.
Usually it's the technology that causes demo fail.
You're also going to play Fruit Ninja? Okay, turn around. Oh my goodness, look at all these people.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so here's my phone.
Really scared.
Before Piper shows
take
you
him out of school
Kids
for this?
Corner in action, I'm going to show you how you set
10:30
it
on the
up,
West
because
Coast.
parents wonder about that. So let me unlock my phone, and I'm going to go over here. You guys okay over there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to come back, Piper. I'm going to go over here. Well, you come over here.
He's like, Daddy's trying to do something really important to future the company. Honey,
He's actually got it brilliant.
And on my phone, Kids Corner is turned on. If you are not a parent and you cannot relate,
This is very brave, Joe Belfiore.
that's okay. There's an off switch.
Points to Joe.
We
Very
made it for you,
unpredictable.
too. But right here in Kids Corner, you'll see I've got a place where I can choose games, music, and apps. I'm going to go into games here. There's a bunch of check boxes. Are there any games on there that you want me to have in Kids Corner? Which one?
Yes.
How about this one? Color Sprouts free. And Farm Frenzy? Fruit Ninja. Yeah, we got Fruit Ninja.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's how I set up Kids Corner. That's it. I check the boxes.
Okay.
And then when I want to give the phone to my kids, now watch, you're going to see Piper do this, not me. I turn off the phone.
Uh-oh.
Here, Piper, go.
So easy, even a kid can do it.
She's gonna go. She's gonna know the password.
That's a large
to go into
phone.
This thing, and then buy an app.
A child. All right.
She's gonna charge him
Oh,
$200.
silly.
Come on. No.
Try that again, Piper.
See?
Now, if my phone had been locked, Piper would get the lock screen, and I'd unlock it for her so she could get into Kids Corner. Here, remember, you go like this.
Fantastic. Works great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. All right.
All right.
Why wasn't it locked?
This is how Kids Corner works. And while these guys are up here using Kids Corner, you get a sense that they get a feature, they get to use the phone, but really the feature is for you, because while they're doing this, you notice right now,
You can drink.
quiet they are. Not the same as when they
It
walked
was a
in.
horrible demo, though, because she went right into his phone every
get to have
time.
dinner in bed,
Totally.
or
Well,
you get to drive
You could have it so
long
it doesn't
ways
lock
in the
until
car
after a
without
minute
lot
after.
of
Well, he should have
screaming
done
from
that
the
then.
back.
That's what I'm saying.
And arguably, he could have just done it himself. He could have just been like, I'm going to swipe to the left and give it to the child.
And they get a
But
nice feature too.
the demo is what he was trying to show is that the kid can do it, and he didn't show that.
They get a nice
Paul Thurrott says, curious how Kids Corner solves the problem of 2 parents, 2 phones, and 3 kids.
Custom colors. They can put their name on there just like you can. So really, we built this feature as a way to help parents and kids stay connected to each other. A real
How many corners
problem
can you
we're
put in there
solving.
anyway?
And guys, I'm going to
What
ask
if you have
you
multiple
so bad.
kids?
I think
Can
just
you-
one.
Just one?
Yeah,
You can
it's
bring
just
the phones
an
with you.
alternate start screen, basically.
Wait,
You can't just have like little start screens for different functions if you wanted. If you wanted your own
okay,
Kids
you can
Corner.
clap now. All right, that's for you guys.
No, I
Now,
know he said that if the
we
phone
built
was locked,
this
it would work
feature
that way.
'cause a lot of
Show
us
it to me.
on
That's what the
team
demo's
are
for.
living with this problem, and we've
Still,
tried it ourselves.
big kudos to
We
Joe
wanted
for
go out and get
being brave
feedback
enough to
from
try that.
real
Brave man,
people
Joe.
in the real world and find out whether it would genuinely resonate. So we went out and talked to a bunch of parents, and I got to tell you, in fact, I'm not sure there's ever been a feature we've done that universally for its target audience was as loved as the feedback has been on Kids Corner.
I mean, that's a really,
And-
really big deal.
and
That
to
kind of
really
control is
highlight
important
this,
because
we
kids can run up a
decided it'd be
bill
more
by
useful
doing in-app
for you
purchases. You can
than
turn
just
off
having
those
me
functions, I'd
talk
imagine,
about
on
it or
Windows
even
Phone.
watch my kids
Yeah,
use it.
you can
I
lock
wanna
down the wallet
introduce you
with
to
a
one of these
separate
parents. A busy mom
But you also have
who's
this.
got a million balls in the air doing a lot of things.
But it's also
Found
to
this
keep them out of
feature
your
and a bunch
email.
of others.
Father
So-
Robert's upset because the kids all got phones, but he can't get a demo unit.
You can get adopted by Mr. Belfiore.
Oh, screens are coming together. They're going to click. They're going to click.
No. They should snap.
My days are action-packed. I've got to get breakfast ready for my 2 leading ladies while managing their demanding schedule with my producing partner.
Oh, she's
We
a
have the
stage
real
mom.
world
I set up Kids Corner so
scenario.
they learn and play games without deleting my stuff. Working mom is sometimes a tough role to play, but it's definitely the one I was born for.
I know how it is.
That's me. And this is my Windows Phone.
Oh, it's Jessica Alba. Oh, we already saw leaked pictures. Or not leaked, but we saw paparazzi pictures of her rocking the Lumia
Yeah, it wasn't.
920.
She was actually posting
Oh,
from
she
it too. Yeah.
Celebrity endorsements. Yes.
And there was someone else. Carly
she's
Rae
on stage.
Jepsen, I believe, has one.
Hi.
The Call Me Maybe person.
Yeah.
Welcome to our Windows Phone announce.
Oh, thank you for having me. Your kids are so cute. That was so brave of you to have your kids up here.
Wasn't she
on
Invisible
stage.
Girl? Fantastic Four?
I don't know
Yeah,
whether
something
they
like
were
that.
more nervous or I was.
I
I'm glad.
mean,
It seems like it went okay.
Yeah, I
So
mean, they're
this
adorable.
will make the phone
Kids are
seem cool to the
amazing.
kids? Is that
But
why she's
yes.
up on the...
I would have been nervous too.
So, Kids Corner. When we
Joe's
met,
phone is a
we
hard
told you
sell.
about
Jessica's
the cool
phone,
thing.
a little easier.
Right.
Like, who's Joe
And you've had a
to the
chance
public
to try
versus
this out.
Jessica?
What do you
Who
think?
is Joe?
I love Kids
That's why I have the
Corner. I
picture
think
up.
it's awesome. My daughter Honor is totally into it. It's like her little space. I love that I can curate the content, and yeah, it's a very clutch feature. And also, I don't have to worry about my kids going into my social.
The celebrities cannot afford multiple
my-
phones.
on my social media.
It's not about
network,
that. Though.
or
In all seriousness,
emailing
it's
my
kids want to take your phone.
partners or
It happens
anything
all
like
the
that,
time.
So, have you had experience with
She forgot
you
her
know,
lines.
a problem like this before?
I think she did.
Yeah, we heard about that. Why don't you tell
Yes,
these?
I did. So my daughter, who
She's
is
nervous.
4, when she
Not
was
used to speaking in
2,
front of
she
people.
got on my phone and typed away, and it showed up on my Twitter feed, and it looked something like that.
Yeah. Jessica,
Yeah.
how many Twitter followers do you have?
Threat says
4
Jessica
million.
Alba.
4 million.
Oh, wait.
I worry about a text going to
Jessica
one
Alba is now a
manager.
Windows Phone user. This actually makes
You
the
know,
platform less enticing for me. Says Paul Thurrott.
I deleted it. I deleted
What,
it right
what
away.
makes it less
Yeah,
enticing for Paul?
Jessica
Corner
Alba,
will help
that
with
she's,
involvement.
she's a user.
Yeah, it's great because you don't have to.
Paul's
I
a
mean,
cut
it's
up.
locked away, so your kid literally is not going into your stuff and doing what they do best, which is
Ruin?
kind of
The amount of
Where are you going?
chaos.
the amount of renamed file folders I have, thanks to my son,
So
on
now you've
my
had a chance to
machines
use Windows
is
Phone for a
countless.
while. Jessica has
This
been
is
using
actually
a
pretty
Windows
helpful.
Phone. I think you started with Windows Phone 7. We talked to you, now you've tried Windows
Well,
Phone
eating up a
8.
lot of time with
So
this
I wanted
Kids
to
Corner
ask,
thing.
Are there other things
They don't have a
about
lot to
Windows
announce, do
Phone
they?
8 that you guys have to that these folks haven't that you like?
Yes.
I mean, this and the
So
data center were like kind of the two big things that they didn't talk about at the summit,
First of all,
but were
I love
leaked.
that right
Is that
on
what we're
my
going to end up with
screen,
here?
I
Data Sense and
really-
Kids Corner?
I mean, I don't know about I don't
And
know
some
how you
just
guys
then
feel,
minor
but my
upgrades.
Data Corner and Kids Sense. That'll be the other feature.
as a
That's
person.
9.
So from my
Saving that.
work that I do and music that I like to listen to, pictures that I take, all of that, it's really,
Bye,
shown
Steve C.
on the Windows Phone, and you can see everything that you really care about. And so I love that because my phone is different to your phone, and it's different to anyone else's phone. So it feels very personal.
Cool.
So she's just saying what Joe just said 10 minutes ago.
With the camera.
Well, that'll be the sound clip on the news, I'd imagine.
Moving,
if you're going to have.
And to get them to sit still to take a picture is nearly impossible unless I'm.
I mean, this hook of it being personalized to the point where, like, it's your phone. I mean, that's one of the knocks on Android in general. It's like, they're all the same. You can always have, all the phones are the same, or iPhones are all the same. So this is the big hook. It's all different. You can change your tiles up. But I mean,
personal.
Because it's yours.
As she was walking.
I mean, it's definitely an interesting way to do it.
So far, all they've announced are a lot of new apps that will be added into the App Store. Pandora, Facebook, Twitter, Skype, all updated.
And presumably these new apps are also native apps.
46 of the top 50 apps from other platforms will be available. The Windows Phone 8 SDK will be publicly available to everyone tomorrow. And the two new features are Data Sense, which helps you keep track of how you're using your data and actually helps to reduce the amount of data you're using. And this Kids Corner that they're still talking about right now, which is a lock screen option that you can swipe into, and kids can access the apps that you've authorized for Kids Corner without messing with any of your other data.
Minute.
Yes.
So, and I have all my music, so it's great.
The Windows Phone 7 push was about getting all this data up front, the live tiles from the front. So there's, I believe one of their ads was somebody's skydiving and trying to find, okay, well, I want to find out this data. That was the original thing. So there's new marketing for Windows Phone 8. It seems like it's about you. Getting all this data, I still think, is the real hook to Windows Phone, is seeing all this data up front instead of going into apps.
Now, they just talked about the iTunes Connector app.
iTunes Connector?
Yeah, which brings your iTunes music and your playlists to your Windows Phone.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because everybody wants to look at the pictures that they take of their cute kids. And so a lot of my
Phone
mom
7,
friends are
if you had an
really
iTunes library, you had to
inside,
have
and they
maintain
really
a
love
separate
that all the tiles
library in Zoom
are completely
Windows Media Player.
customized to me.
So if you can
And
use,
they're like, oh, I want
if you don't have to have a separate thing, if you already are in
Their
iTunes,
phones
then
are,
that's good.
It's just one wall
kinda big.
Photo, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
Yeah.
So now the reason I mentioned that I was going to bring somebody out who's a great example of the kind of people who we think Windows Phone will appeal to, because you are a busy mom, obviously a well-known actress, but probably something that everybody here doesn't know. You've recently started your own company.
Yes.
So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about that too?
Yes. So I started a company called The Honest Company. We launched in January, and basically it came out of my need
Now they're pimping
as
Jessica
a
Alba's
parent
new company?
to have
Hooray.
the safest and healthiest environment for my kids, and I couldn't find one brand that
I guess that's the
fulfilled
only
my
way they
need,
can get her to
and that I
hear
could
on
fully
stage.
trust. So I created it.
They could have saved so much money by just saying it was the Invisible Woman.
And they're all completely
It's a disembodied
non-toxic,
voice.
high
She lost her
performance,
voice.
beautifully designed,
Just
and
shut
affordable.
empty stage.
And we're also
Subtitles.
launching our app, which is actually a tool to help parents.
This is how they got her at a discount.
Yeah,
exactly.
So she's going to pimp her iOS app now.
So they can spend more time.
It's available at the Google Play Store and iOS, and coming soon to Windows Phone someday.
My wife and I had a chance to look at some of the products and try some of the Honest Company products. We will be enthusiastic users of the app when it comes out.
Cool.
Thanks very much for trying out Windows
Thank you,
Phone
guys.
and coming and sharing your experiences with everybody else.
This is like the best tech crowd I've ever been in front
The only
of.
tech crowd she's ever been in front of.
It means she's not lying.
Right? I guess that's my cue to leave.
Thank you very much.
I think I'm going to leave.
All right. So you've
Moving
seen
on.
how we've tried to focus on this idea of Windows Phone being personal and helping you to connect.
What's
with
the
people you care
Rooms
about, your
feature?
kids,
The Verge saying that sounds like that's what the next one's going to be.
It's new that we built into Windows Phone 8.
Oh, I
It
forgot
helps
about
you
that one.
connect with the people that you care about and sort of
Is it like
stay
Spaces?
closer to them. I think
Oh,
probably
Rooms. Oh,
all
right.
of you
Oh, I
in the
forgot
room
about that.
and
That's
out there in
that was another
webcast
leaked
are
thing.
familiar with the People Hub.
That was
The People
so.
Hub is where you can see
In Windows Phone 7, you can have a group of people. Like you could, like you have the people, but you can also have like your family, and you just pin your family, and you can have that be a tile on your start screen, and it's just a group. They kind of basically the Rooms thing is a beefed up version of that, which you can share like a message board thing, I think, and like a notepad, and I'm not sure what else, but we'll find out.
Gather sets of people into one place away from the crowd, so you can connect with and share just with that particular set of people. It's really designed for and perfect for your close friends, or it's ideal for your family, your immediate family. And to that end, to help everyone get started, although you can create your own rooms, we put the first room, a family room, right into Windows Phone 8 out of the box.
This is echoing shades of
course,
Microsoft
as I said,
Bob.
you can create lots of
Yeah,
different rooms. On my phone, I think right now I have 4 of them.
Real world.
There are a couple
I mean, it
that
really
are
is. It's
my
a replacement
team
of the
at
groups
work,
thing that's in Windows
and then
Phone
I've got
7
one for my
or 7.5, I
family as
think,
well. But I
which
wanna
also
show
comes
you
with
how
family
this works by
group
giving
by
you an
default.
example of someone using the family room that we put in the box and set it up. So here's our live tile for family, which is pinned to start. And when we go in, the first thing you see is all the members of the family room. These are people that you've invited, and of course you see what they're up to on their social networks. When you pan over, you can use the room to send private messages to everyone who's in it, including sharing your location.
Do they
which is
also
really
have
handy
to be
for
on Windows
finding
Phone,
the
or does it go through Facebook or something?
I don't know.
The room has a calendar, a place that you can post photos privately to the room, and the room has a place where you can share notes among everyone who's joined the room. My wife and I are using this a bunch for to-do lists, restaurant lists, and it's a great place to have a shared grocery list, so whoever is hitting the store on the way home has the latest up-to-date list of
I use
what needs to be
Wunderlist for
picked
that.
up. And because that's OneNote, if you need to include a photo of the particular organic bread that the family needs, just put a photo right in there.
Organic bread.
My wife and I have been using this feature a lot, and because my wife is my wife, she gets to get a Windows Phone 8 device a little earlier than the
Obviously,
general
Joe's a
public
family
does.
man.
He is.
The general public, of course, has not yet been able to try this
knew that
feature.
yet.
And since not everyone
You can currently do a lot of
has
these
them,
things
certainly,
with
and not everyone will get
applications on
one.
other platforms,
We
but this is
think
built
I think
into the
a
operating
built-in thing
system.
that's,
That seems like it's a little easier. So if you have a bunch of Windows phones, you
They
could be,
get
okay,
part
here you go.
of the room's experience. They can't get the whole room's experience, but they can get part of it. I'll give you a concrete example. Christina's sister, Leslie, is very close part of our family.
It's
She spends a
cross-platform.
lot of time with our
Say.
kids. She still has an iPhone. We've made Leslie a member of our family room because she actually cares a lot about keeping track of our kids' soccer games. She really likes to come watch the twins play soccer. They're in an outdoor soccer league that's new. And what you see on here is what the room's experience gives for people on different types of phones. There's my phone and my wife's phone. And the room calendar appointments get shown in our calendar view, so you can look at one place to see all your appointments.
So this kind of stuff
And
you
right
could
over
do
here, here's
kind
an
of
example
manually
of
using the different
Leslie's
features in the
iPhone,
phone, but this
where
kind
you
of
see right
integrates it
there
all
in
into
green
one
Alexander's
handy little
soccer
thing.
practice. Because
I'm really liking
iPhones,
cross-platform
Windows Phone 7
functionality.
devices can
It's not
have
shutting out
people who are
anybody
part of the room,
necessarily.
suddenly that experience is more valuable. The calendar
curious
part
if
is
the
shareable.
messaging
and
thing
everyone-
I don't see an Android phone up there.
So you get a
What
sense
phone?
how, of all these things, we've tried to make Windows Phone really personal, reflecting who you are. And
You only
what you're
mentioned
about,
Windows Phone
and helping
7
you
and-
stay close to
and
the people
iPhone.
that matter most in your lives. And the Kids Corner is a great example. Rooms are a great example. And the new Skype app with its terrific video chat almost makes it like sort of the next best thing to being there. The last thing that I want to talk about is the fact that today's consumers aren't using their phones in isolation. They don't just have a phone. And this holiday for consumers, there's so many great choices in terms of devices, whether you're getting a new PC, getting a new phone,
There's the Surface.
getting an Xbox. This year, Windows, from the PC to the tablet to the phone and the Xbox, not only look and feel the same way, but they also work together in concert in some very
This is what
powerful
I'm
and useful
curious
ways.
how well they pulled off.
Windows Phone 8 is the perfect companion for your Windows devices and your Xbox. And with Windows Phone 8, you can move your documents, your photos, and your music effortlessly across all those devices.
Okay, what does that
wherever you
mean,
are.
though?
SkyDrive.
I mean, SkyDrive.
I'm gonna
I can
explain
do that
how
with
this
Dropbox
works.
on my Ubuntu
The
and my
star player
Mac.
here is SkyDrive. Our SkyDrive service is built right into the PC and the phone, and it's easily available on Xbox as well. So regardless of which device you're using, the files or photos that you want are available right there for you. Unlike other similar services, SkyDrive isn't just for photos and video. I'm going to walk you through this example. It's the first cloud service that fully integrates and syncs your Office documents so you can access them from any of your devices.
That's just,
You
and
should
that's not
think about
new.
your
That's
phone
just the way
and your
SkyDrive
tablet
works.
and your PC together as a virtual office. With SkyDrive, you can access, edit, and share your Office documents where you left off, regardless of which device you're on. Here you see I'm working on a PowerPoint deck
can
on
do
my
that already
PC.
with Windows
When I
Phone 7,
open it
so that's
on my
not
phone,
anything new.
voila, it goes exactly to where I left off. And it works the other way around as well. If I create a new Word document or Excel spreadsheet on my phone, I can save it to SkyDrive, and then that document will be available on my PC as well. Finally, the OneNote application has a fantastic experience. It's voice-enabled, so anywhere you're on the phone, you can press and hold the start button, say note, take a quick voice note. The words you say are transcribed into text, placed into a note, which is saved in SkyDrive and immediately available on your phone, your tablet, or your PC. It's an incredibly fast and convenient way to take a quick note as a reminder and then have it exactly on the device where you want to do something with it. Thank you.
All right,
so that's not new. That's been around.
The dictation thing.
Moving beyond.
But I mean, it's the SkyDrive integration.
The SkyDrive thing, no, in the Office, like.
Windows Phone 8 delivers a phenomenal photos experience for consumers. And we've talked about this a little bit, as have our hardware partners.
The
but
Lenses
I want to give you the full story.
API, I think.
Our photo experience
wasn't Lenses API, wasn't that a Nokia?
It's always easy to access with one
it's basically plugins for the camera. So you use the camera, but
including these examples,
how did they describe that?
PhotoSynth, that let you take a picture and modify it when you're in the camera viewfinder. Once you've taken
applications
a photo,
take advantage of the camera app instead of having
there's
their own
lots
separate
of
applications.
choices. You can share on Facebook, Twitter. You share an email over NFC, and in the background, a full resolution version of your photo can be automatically updated to SkyDrive. So when you're on your PC, you come to the Photos experience that's built in here in Windows 8. Your phone photos are automatically available in their full resolution right there on your PC, so you can do great things with them as well.
That's just an upgraded thing. So 7, when you take a photo, it does go to SkyDrive, but it's a small, they shrink it and make it lower.
So it's the full resolution is the cool thing.
It's the full thing, yeah.
You'd be able to get your
Otherwise,
photos
it's the
off
same.
cloud and keep using them. And when I talk about this phone to some people, when I talk about this feature to some people, depending on who you are, you'll relate to this. Immediately they say, oh, wait a minute. I'm going to run out of space because I take a huge number of photos. I take a huge number of photos, and I'm not worried because SkyDrive gets you started with the most free storage of any service at 7 gigabytes free. And if you want to, you can just add more so you don't need to worry about running out of space for your photos.
Yes.
Furthermore, SkyDrive gives you complete control over your photo content. iCloud and PhotoStream, for example, only let you save your photos for 30 days and only up to 1,000 of them.
Oh,
but
really?
with SkyDrive, your photos stay in the service as long as you want, and you can organize them however you like and still get them on all your devices.
That's why Dropbox does that photo syncing, because they offer the same thing on iOS.
We think is better than other
That's really
smartphones
the full resolution support is actually kind of a big deal because if you're going to be looking at it from a phone to a Surface tablet or your television, you're going to want the higher res thing because it's going to look kind of cruddy.
It also means you don't need to keep your phones locally or your pictures locally on your phone.
This
is actually
you can delete them in quick space.
Also helpful for data sense as well.
Last topic.
With Windows Phone 8 and our new Xbox Music service, your music is going to be available across all these devices wherever it's most convenient for you to manage it or listen to it. We just launched this Xbox Music service, and it puts all the music you love right at your fingertips on your Windows 8 PC, on your Windows Phone, and on Xbox. If you look up here, you'll get a sense for how this actually looks. And the bottom line is it's really simple. If you have Xbox Music Pass on your phone, for example, you can stream your choice of 30 million tracks in our catalog. And if you use your PC to manage your music collection, when you do something like create new playlists, they just show up on your phone through the connection in the cloud. No work required, no syncing required, no cables required.
So
it's that
it
simple.
just works.
That's new, but that was expected because that's already what's now in Windows 8.
So many people will get a chance
I think it's
to try
consistent.
it. And when you get a Windows phone, their experience just magically completes. Now, all of this, we think, provides an unprecedented level of integration and choice on your PC, on your phone, and at your home entertainment system. And this scenario of music, it's an interesting one because, as Jessica mentioned, there are a lot of people who will come to Windows Phone having used a different music management system before. And as Jessica mentioned, on her Mac, I was able to really quickly and easily move her iTunes playlists and content onto her phone via our Mac Sync Companion app. Well, this fall, we'll have Sync Companions for Windows 8, Windows 7, and the Mac. And on all those platforms, you'll be able to easily move your iTunes collection, including your playlists, from your PC to your phone, so the work you've done over the years setting it up is maintained. No other phone works this nicely across your PC, your phone, and your home entertainment system. So you get all of your content, your Office documents, your photos, your music, wherever you are.
I like that as a service. I want it to be a cross-platform on the phone, too.
Is really what we think makes Windows Phone 8 unique and better, more useful, more connecting than our competition. With Windows Phone 8, we reinvented the smartphone around you. And you and you. We really tried to focus on those things that make our needs unique and make those easy on the phone.
I mean, with all the push to everything to SkyDrive, and data center becomes more and more important because you're having a lot of things moving back and forth. So music,
maybe it
videos
caches up, and then until you get on Wi-Fi, and then bursts
I hope
over.
so. Because I know I've burned through a lot of data streaming music lately.
Windows Phone 8.
There's a lot of people in my life. Heck, there's a lot of people in the world. And they all have something to say.
Almost
Many have
like
some
Palmer.
sort of advice. So much.
You probably didn't hear it,
Some
but
of that
Belfiore
advice
has
is
promised to
really
announce the launch dates after this video.
Some of the advice, I actually want to get face-to-face. Some of the advice I sorely need. And some of the advice I always follow.
Wait, I recognize this
I always
voice.
get asked for advice, but not all the time.
Lunch with the
But there's
Balmer
one
boys.
piece of advice I'd give to everyone. That's me, and this is my Windows Phone.
He's a fan of the purple.
Those Magneto colors, red and purple. I like that.
Here he comes.
Oh, boy. Yes. Go away, Joe.
Well, thanks. It's absolutely great to be here, especially after what's already been, for us, a very exciting and energizing few days. Over the weekend, we saw an incredible response around the globe to Windows 8 and to Microsoft Surface. We're seeing preliminary demand well above where we were with Windows 7, which is gratifying. We're seeing retailers here in the United States and hardware manufacturers enthusiastic about the response. The demand for touch on all-in-ones and laptops in addition to tablets has been really quite astounding. And certainly the lines we've seen at the Microsoft stores have been heartening. Windows 8 PCs really are the best PCs ever. People love how we brought together the best of worlds. Keyboard and touch, work and play, PC and tablet. And today we're bringing phones into the Windows family.
Bringing them in for the
with
cold.
Windows
Good job,
Phone 8.
Steve.
4 years ago, we really started on what became the Windows Phone.
So it looks like in the back it's
Both
the
of our
920 and the
competitors
820,
were in market.
The Ativ,
We had a very different
the 8S
perspective
and the 8X.
on what a smartphone should be. When we set out to reinvent the smartphone, we didn't want to build just a single phone for all of us. We wanted to build a phone that could be personal for each of us. A phone for each of our unique lives.
It's like we started the
and
announcement
interests.
over again.
Our desire for devices of
sounded
different
familiar.
sizes, shapes, textures, and colors. And our incredible
And he's going to bring his kids
insistence
out.
as individuals for privacy and security for ourselves and for our families. And when we set out to do this, we had to do it in a way that enabled software developers to easily develop their applications for all of our individual diverse interests. Windows Phone 8 is the culmination of this effort, and it is truly the smartphone that has been reinvented around you. The simple act of pinning who and what you care about.
You were right about the rhetoric.
will
It's just going in
immediately
loops
make
at this
the
point.
phone uniquely yours.
So what is the actual
your
news
best
so far?
friend.
There's like a couple of data cents and Kids Corner.
Hold on. He may do launch dates, so let's not talk totally
Create a
over.
room
Sure.
and pin it to your start
You
screen.
just never know when a piece of
Pin your
information
favorite
might come out of his
applications,
mouth.
your favorite music,
It's just
or your
buried.
favorite web pages right there. Your photos, documents, places that you visit. Pin them all on your start screen and more.
It's like a big bulletin
When
board.
you try this for the first time, you will see your phone literally come alive. You will get to know how this level of
Sprouts arms and
personalization
legs and chases
really
after you.
sets Windows phones apart.
I loved the simple act of pinning.
What else sets
I'm going to
Windows
name my
Phone 8
first
apart?
next novel that.
How it works with Windows PCs. If you're one of the hundreds of millions of people who will use Windows 8 in the next year, there is no better phone for you than a Windows phone. As you've seen already, all Windows 8 devices, from desktops to notebooks to laptops to tablets and to phones, share the same iconic look and feel. The same live tiles will update as the world around you changes. You will always know what's happening at a glance.
Windows Phone 8 SDK, DataSense, Kids Corner, Rooms,
pinning.
Remember the live tile of what actually came out of this news?
That I just gave you what came
It all
out.
fits in one tile.
Games across the Windows ecosystem. And app developers will participate.
And again, all of
in
that was already
same
leaked out of the
account.
SDK, so that wasn't
Just log in once.
Yeah, we didn't get any
Everything
shockers,
that
right?
you
Well, the shocker,
care
I
about
think, that was being able to use your iTunes library. That's
It will all stay in sync, and it
I
will
guess that's
all
big.
stay backed up. There's one more thing that really sets
One more
Windows
thing.
phones apart.
Murderers.
And I think it's important to emphasize
killer hardware.
because it is just
again, sprouting arms and legs.
perhaps so unexpected and so amazing. And that is new killer hardware.
New.
I would argue some of the best hardware you will find, if not the best hardware you will find in any smartphone form factor. And today I want to show you just a few of the new Windows phones.
First one is the Surface.
I want to start.
Hey.
I want to start with this phone from Nokia. Nokia as a company is exclusively focused on Windows Phone. And they are selling the most Windows phones in the market. They're also doing spectacular work. Nokia's new Lumia 920 is fantastic. Seeing is really believing with this phone. The PureMotion HD Plus display lets you see text, graphics, and video clearly, even in bright sunlight. No more blurry, dark screens. The camera on the 920 is truly world-class. This is the only smartphone in the world that includes optical image stabilization that captures great photos and videos, even in low light or with a shaky hand. Nokia's
only on
also
AT&T.
doing pioneering
Now we're
work
doing the
on
Lumia
wireless
920 launch
charging.
event over here.
Just set your phone down on a charger in your kitchen or on your bedside table to power up. Next,
the most boring of the phones.
Is he going to go through every one of
I
them?
want to show you the Samsung Ativ S. We are thrilled that Samsung built such a flat-out gorgeous phone. The Ativ S has an amazing 4.8-inch screen and a very long-lasting battery. Yet it is unbelievably thin
Throw Windows on it.
and incredibly, incredibly light. Next of the models I want to highlight today.
Push that one
I
aside.
feel like we're like in a carnival where it's just like a
is the
carnival
Windows
barker.
Phone
I got this here.
8X
I got this phone here.
HTC.
You know?
And it
You like
is
that?
a
I can throw that one in for free.
phone.
How about some Pandora for a year?
HTC's
for the lady?
designers
Got an
saw
HTC
our
Windows
live
Phone
tiles
8X?
and were inspired to build Windows phones from the ground up with the same elegant modern lines and the same radiant colors.
That
Both the Windows
Nokia already
Phone 8X and its little brother, one of the many phones I won't show you today, the Windows Phone 8S, have killer sound thanks to Beats audio and built-in amps. Movies and music really sound incredible on
The
these
point
phones.
here is a good one, which is they have a nice line of phones made by a variety of manufacturers.
Wide-angle lens on the front
each
of the
has their
camera,
own benefits.
making
and
the
drawbacks.
8X perfect for Skype. Being able to see your whole family, not just one face, is
I feel
really
like we've
a
known
whole
this for a
new
while, but
way
Windows Phone 8 allows you to have those
bring
different screen
everyone
sizes, different resolutions, different feature sets, unlike the first generation of Windows phones,
Today
where they
I'm
were
thrilled
pretty
to
much the same
announce,
hardware on every
that
other
all
manufacturer.
these new Windows phones and many, many, many more will start to go on sale at operators and retailers in Europe this coming weekend. And they will continue to roll out throughout the world in November. In the United States, our customers will have more choice than ever with a wide range of devices and a wide coverage of operators.
On 3 of the 4 major carriers.
Part of that, I'm very pleased to announce that we've opened a new chapter in our partnership with Verizon Wireless. As part of Verizon's commitment to Windows phones, they will carry the Windows Phone 8X as well as the Lumia 822. Those phones will be in store by Thanksgiving. Also exclusive to Verizon will be the new Samsung Ativ Odyssey, not a phone I showed you today, which will hit stores in December. As T-Mobile actually announced earlier this morning, their customers will have a great choice of Windows phones. They will carry the Lumia 810 as well as the Windows Phone 8X. Both of those are expected to be in stores by November 14th. AT&T's customers will have a choice between 3 gorgeous Windows phones going on sale in November. First, and exclusive to AT&T in the United States, is the Lumia 920. They will also have the Lumia 820 and the Windows Phone 8X.
So everyone gets an 8X, but all the others are kind of...
on prices and specific availability dates very soon. I'm also thrilled to let you know that the 65 Microsoft stores that are open this holiday season will carry every phone, not just these 3, but every phone available for sale in the United States. And every color option will be available through the Microsoft Store online. Now millions of people can enter one of the Microsoft stores and see firsthand the gorgeous Windows laptops, desktops, all-in-ones, tablets, and phones. More importantly, they will be able to see how all these Windows 8 devices work together to deliver an amazing and connected experience. The global launch of Windows Phone 8 is just starting. In addition to phones hitting the shelves worldwide through the next month, I also guarantee that between Windows 8, Microsoft Surface, and Windows Phone 8, you won't be able to turn on a TV or open a magazine without seeing a Microsoft Windows ad.
That's positive?
Gotta get the message out.
It'd be good for the developer conference, I think. Yeah, it'll be better.
This is a remarkable, remarkable time. And it's the time for Windows Phone 8, for the reinvention of the smartphone around you that we started now some years ago. Our hardware partners are all in. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile here in the U.S. are all in. Plus hundreds of mobile operators, literally hundreds of mobile operators and retailers around the world who are all in. Developers are all in.
Developers.
Filling the Windows Phone Store with applications. As you heard earlier, we have 120,000 apps, and 46 of the top 50 new titles are on, of the top titles are on Windows phones, including new titles like Pandora. And if somehow anybody wasn't convinced yet, Microsoft is certainly all in.
Okay.
We brought the best of Microsoft to all Windows 8 devices. For the first time, you will be able to buy a stunning Windows PC, tablet, and phone that share that same iconic look and feel, access the same services, and all work together to keep you connected to the people and the information that are most important to you. As hundreds of millions of people buy Windows 8 PCs, they will see how the new Windows 8 experience can get even better when paired with a Windows phone.
Or I will punch you in the face.
People all over the world are about to fall in love with Windows phones. And it starts right here. It starts today. Windows Phone is the best phone for Windows. It has killer hardware. And most importantly, it is the most personal smartphone available. We reinvented Windows Phone around you.
5 blocks a little
Joe's
ahead.
Phone
We're going to get a little reunion here.
Oh, boy.
You met Jessica's phone
Oh, he seems
earlier.
very excited about Jessica.
Joe's back. All right.
And you certainly had a chance to meet my phone. Now, I don't think you're ever going to mistake me and Joe, and I'll bet you're never going to mistake me and Jessica. But perhaps as importantly, you're never going to mistake our phones for each other's either.
They look exactly the same from this distance.
They're all unique. Each one a genuine reflection of who we are as parents, as professionals, and as people. For those watching the webcast, I want to thank you for joining us today, and I encourage you to head to a retail store and check them out yourselves.
And that's it for our TWiT Live special. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're a Windows Phone fan, this is TWiT Live Special 144. And you can find all of our special coverage on a variety of topics at twit.tv/specials. We'll see you in the next one.